Whoa!
Slow down, Captain, slow down. What's going on?
Oh, Steve, I was just being chased by a really big bird, and it had a really long neck and really long legs and no wings.
No wings?
No wings.
That'll be the Australian emu.
Since the dawn of time, man has faced and overcome countless natural disasters. We are often the victims of nature's indifference and power. In a time where many speculate impending doom if we do not change our ways, let us look back to a time when man faced an unusual, unpredictable, and unstoppable foe: the emu. While many think of lizards or crocodiles as the descendants of dinosaurs, scientists say birds bear a closer resemblance. While ostriches are often compared to the gallimimus, the emu is widely considered the modern-day velociraptor. I've only seen an emu at the zoo, but we looked into each other's eyes. It was as tall as I was and darted around quickly in its enclosure. Looking at its giant dinosaur claws it uses to kick aggressors made me thankful there was glass between me and the bird. In Jurassic Park, Michael Perrone writes about the cassowary, a close relative of the emu. The velociraptor conveyed precisely the same impression of deadly, swift menace Grant had seen in the cassowary, the clawed ostrich-like bird of New Guinea. But legends of this ferocious bird don't stop in science fiction novels. Let us look back to a time when humans were forced into war with the dastardly emu. The Allies win World War I, and some 300,000 Australian troops return home. Faced with thousands of veterans in need of work, a soldier settlement scheme was enacted, promising 5,000 veterans wheat and sheep farms. After 200,000 acres of land were filled with farms, the plan moved to Perth in Western Australia. It was a win-win. Veterans were given jobs and wheat products increased drastically. But there were three problems. First, these were inexperienced veterans farming uncultivated ground. The second, the year was 1929. The stock market crashes, causing a ripple across the globe. The price of wheat plummets in Australia, putting thousands of veteran farmers in the red. The government promises farmers subsidies for their product, which were never delivered. By 1932, the situation was desperate, and a third problem came in the night. A poor veteran farmer stands and looks at his wrecked fence and fallow crops. Rabbits can't have done this, he thinks to himself. He noses a flock of large birds standing in the distance. They had destroyed his harvest. He wasn't the only farmer experiencing this problem. Some 20,000 emus changed their migration patterns to Western Australia with a sudden influx of crops and water. The farmers put up fences around their farms, but the emus easily hopped over or ran right through them, tearing plants down to the roots. The farmers had no weapons or ammunition to defend their property. They asked the government for help. Minister of Defense Sir George Pearce quickly responded to the call for action. He saw this as an opportunity for target practice for the Royal Australian Artillery, and a way for the government to appear as caring to the farmers in need, as tensions between the working class and the government were at a height. Major G.P.W. Meredith and 2 Lewis gun operators were deployed near Perth. The soldiers were told they were on a mission to collect feathers for hats. The first 50 emus were spotted in Campion on November 2nd. Meredith ordered his men to fire. The emus split off into quick formations, making it difficult for the machine gun fire to hit them. Only a few of the 50 were killed, but the humans had drawn first blood in the Great Emu War.
Well, instead of the birds ruining the farmers, it seems the tables are turned.
On November 4th, Meredith set up an ambush near a dam to catch the quick birds by surprise. 1,000 emus came within point-blank range of the guns. After the birds seemed to absorb bullets and only 12 were killed, the gun jammed and the rest of the 1,000 birds escaped. The birds even began using their own tactics. One of the recruits said, "The emus have proved that they are not so stupid as they are usually considered to be. Each mob has its leader, always an enormous, black-plumed bird standing fully 6 feet high, who keeps watch while his fellows busy themselves with the wheat." They continued for days without luck. Meredith decided to mount the gun on top of a truck. However, the truck wasn't fast enough to keep up with the birds, and a single bird carcass got caught in the truck's steering apparatus, causing it to crash into a farmer's fence. With 2,500 rounds of ammunition wasted and only 50 birds killed of the 20,000, the House of Representatives ordered Meredith to withdraw only 6 days into the operation. The emus were declared the victors. A scarred Major Meredith said, "If we had military division with the bullet-carrying capacity of these birds, it would face any army in the world. They can face machine guns with the invulnerability of tanks. They are like Zulus, whom even dum-dum bullets could not stop." Meredith defended himself, saying as many as 2,500 more birds he had wounded later died. This was never confirmed. Defense Minister George Pierce was remembered in Parliament as Minister of the Emu War. Later requests for military action against the emus were made in 1934, but were declined by the government for fear of failure and ammunition waste. Instead, a bounty system was put in place, paying government-armed farmers for each bird they killed. Within 6 months, 57,000 bounties were claimed. By 1960, 284,000 emus were killed in Western Australia. Because of this overcorrection, the emu became a protected species which stands proudly in the Australian coat of arms. The emu population remains stable, and they don't give farmers any trouble. Australians are proud of this species, even keeping emus as pets, something a post-war Australian farmer never would have predicted. Nature has a way of adapting and shifting, accommodating both man and beast. Fictional mathematician Ian Malcolm puts it best.
It's that life will not be contained. Life breaks free, it expands to new territories, and it crashes through barriers painfully, maybe even dangerously, but life finds a way.
What nature has in store for man is uncertain, but we can learn from the past that we have a chance. Dinosaurs were wiped from the planet, but still live on through birds. An overcorrection nearly killed all the emus, but they now roam freely in their homeland. Stories of natural disasters from different cultures tell us that man dwindled to a population of as little as 1,000 people. Those 1,000 never would have thought that their lineage would amount to 7.8 billion. Life finds a way, and we often have to see the face of death to bring about new life.